Verdasco to serve.
So Verdasco to open up the second of the men's semi-finals. Best of 5 sets. The winner to face the world number 2 Roger Federer in Sunday's final.
Play. Love 15. All.
Larry Stefanki last night was very adamant that Andy Roddick should come out and play his own game and not to over push and not to try and produce something that's really not within his reach. And the same you could say tonight for Verdasco. He's got to play to his strengths and play to his game rather than coming out and thinking I've got to play a match that will be 1 in a million to take out Nadal.
Thirty 15. All.
There's a serve that when he really uncorks the first serve, Verdasco can get some cheap points on the board.
Deuce.
Just didn't quite get his feet right for that one. Played a very good point. One before, that one a little bit sloppy. Well left.
Advantage Verdasco. Deuce.
You had to feel like last night when Roddick was taking on Federer, the first set is so important to any form of a challenge from what is perceived to be the underdog.
Advantage Verdasco.
First ace on the board, and the first hole for Fernando Verdasco and his team. Coachless at the moment, Verdasco.
First game.
I'm sure there'd be plenty of unemployed coaches out there at the moment feeling they might like a piece of this man.
It's different speeds in that game on the serve. The previous one, he hit his sort of 3/4 speed, about 187. And then the last one, he belted it down at 212. And he's done that a lot this week. He often doesn't give the same pace twice. And he certainly, when he lets it rip, I mean, he's got a big first serve. But a lot of time he's content to 3/4 it and make sure it's in the right area. And then all of a sudden he seems to get a bit looser or get a bit of confidence. Then he just belts one.
Yes, doesn't look that big, Verdasco, but he's actually 6'2".
Yeah.
1m88, just an inch taller than Nadal. So he's certainly got the height to pop a few big first serves down.
Nadal to serve. $15 love. $30 love. $40 love. That's first serve. $40-10.
Good play. Nadal, you feel, knew that
40-30.
Verdasco was going to crank this one down the line, but the pace just got the better of his countryman. It's a good sign for Verdasco. If you can start to break through Nadal's defences, then you're in with a chance.
Again, Nadal. One game on.
So the opening 10 minutes, both men holding their opening service games. Good crowd in, as you'd expect for the second of the semi-finals. Poor crowd, surprisingly, for the women's semi-finals yesterday during the afternoon session. Although the prices had increased by about 30% for tickets from last year. Probably discouraged a few people from coming to watch the matches, given the current global economy.
Well, it certainly looks, the evidence so far, that Verdasco is not nervous. He's come out here and certainly opening up his shoulder on the serve and moving well. It's normally the sign of nerves when the feet are not moving, and he looks like he's up for the challenge. Playing well, nice and sharp. Not afraid to go to Nadal's strength there on the serve. Cut this one a bit close. I thought this was wide when he hit it.
Again, Verdasco.
It's a good start from Verdasco. Bearing in mind it's his first ever
Verdasco leads 2 games.
Grand Slam semi-final. 2 aces and a 2-1 lead. Settled down well.
Yeah, he looks good at the moment. Certainly not afraid of this match. Just come out here and definitely up for it. Knows what he wants to do, and he looks very patient in the first few games and is attacking at the right times. He's not going out there trying to sort of outslug Nadal. It looks like he's got a game plan of, you know, picking the right spots and not going for broke and playing within himself, not changing necessarily his game plan because of who he's playing. Play his game, and then if necessary he could alter it depending on how the score is. But so far, a very confident start for Verdasco. Players have been using these ice sausages the last 4 or 5 days since the heat has jumped up. Oh, that's an awesome forehand there. What an angle he created.
Love 15.
And that's just a slight problem for Nadal. He's got to watch that forehand because it is dangerous. Nadal thinking he hit a pretty good slice backhand there with that very wristy forehand around the outside of the ball. That's a confidence booster when you hit a shot like that against Nadal. Typical response.
15 all. Thirty 15.
Verdasco really taking the ball on at the moment. It's good to see. He's a real talent, this man.
See how close
30 all.
inside the baseline, a couple of feet on that one. One before that, right on the line. He's the one in that rally getting Nadal off the court, making him cover the court. Oh, what an effort.
That's good defence again from Verdasco. And the first break point of the evening goes to the 25-year-old.
And he would not have got this ball 6 months ago. That's the fitness he's been doing. That first one that he recovered from the Nadal forehand. These days you've got to be able to defend well at the top level. It's not all about attack. Verdasco has really improved in that position, really getting the ball back a lot better now because of his movement and his fitness.
Oh, it's a shame. Up until that, it was near perfection from Verdasco.
Well, there's an absolute barrage coming at Nadal at the moment. Again, Verdasco doing all the attacking inside the baseline, setting up the point, and unfortunately with the overhead, just overcooked it a little bit.
Advantage Nadal. Again, Nadal.
And the first scare of the evening avoided by Nadal.
2 games all.
But, most certainly, you can see Verdasco has come out here, not afraid of the occasion, wanting just to take his man on, playing a lot of balls up the court.
$15.
Not even Nadal can get that. Has a finesse from Verdasco.
Well, that was brilliant, because after not putting the ball away, a lot of
30.
players would have panicked there after that incredible get from Nadal, but no, he just came up with an even better shot.
A lot of players would have gone into the gap, into Nadal's backhand, and would probably have been passed. Plenty of forward thinking from Verdasco at the moment. I often see that.
40.
Total shank from Nadal, going behind him on the return. Where did that go? Blaming the court, of course, just looking down.
Yeah.
Back kick. Hit a moth.
Obviously got to be wary of that serve, because that's the left-hander's favourite serve, obviously on the left court out wide, but now it's going to Nadal's forehand, not to a normal right-hander's backhand. It's got to be precise, otherwise the winners are going to come against that.
$40. Deuce.
Second time that Verdasco has been taken to deuce by Nadal in this opening set. Just a little bit of pressure. Identical numbers, winners to unforced errors. It's great hustle. Never really in the point until the last forehand down the line. It was Nadal who was dictating play.
Advantage, Verdasco.
There's a lot of strength in that rally from Verdasco. Being pulled out wide and still being able to get himself back into court with some good pace on the defensive shots. And then when he gets the chance to explode, just rip the forehand. That's a kind of an old Verdasco shot there. That's a 1 in 10 chance of making that from that position of the court. It's a lazy shot, almost no shot of making that. You can't afford to have any brain cramps when you play Nadal.
Advantage, Verdasco. Verdasco.
Decent hold. There's 40 love up in the game, Verdasco.
Verdasco leads 3-2.
Well, it's shaping up to be a tasty match.
Yep.
But, you know, again, you know, can Verdasco keep this type of pressure up? Because can he sustain it for potentially five sets against someone like Nadal? That's the problem, because Nadal puts you under such intense pressure. Even if you get, you know, you win a set, never gives you a free point. He just keeps coming at you. And Verdasco not really in that kind of class in terms of playing the tough 5-set matches against someone like Nadal in the majors and coming through. And that's the question: can he keep it up? He's certainly, his game plan looks excellent tonight. He's mixing everything up with the aggression. He's defending well. The serve seems to be working nicely. He's at 75% first serves already after 3 service games. I mean, if he can keep that percentage up, that will certainly be a huge key. So good start.
Well, he proved himself to a degree against Murray, a winner in 5 sets, 4 in the 5th. But to me, I'm not sure if you agree or not, but to me that Nadal is a different competitor to Murray. There won't be these little dips in and out.
No, exactly.
As there was with Murray. He's playing a totally different mental opponent tonight against Nadal.
That's exactly right.
It was very close, but I saw it out. Nadal is challenging the call.
First challenge of the evening. I think Jake Garner fairly fair, saying it was very close, but he saw it out. It would be side edge, if anything, for Nadal. Let's see what Hawkeye makes of it. Yeah, good call.
Love 15. Nadal has 2 challenges.
No, miss it that a bit.
15 all.
First venture into the net here. Good approach shot.
Thirty 15. Forty 15. Yeah, Nadal. Three games.
Pretty skyline, isn't it? The Melbourne skyline. Almost cloudless. Hot again tomorrow for the women's final. 37 degrees during the day, but no doubt it'll cool off. Of course, the first time that the women's final is being played at night. 7:30 again here in Melbourne. 8:30 tomorrow morning on the red button for our viewers back in the UK. If 8:30 in the morning is a little bit too early for you on a Saturday morning, I know it probably would be for me if I didn't have children. Highlights 1 o'clock on BBC One on Saturday afternoon.
Third
ace for Verdasco.
Thirty 15. Forty 15.
It's an impressive start from Fernando Verdasco. No breaks. 4-3 lead. given it's his first Grand Slam semi-final, Verdasco's come out here and hasn't missed a beat so far.
No, high marks, doesn't look like he's been nervous at all, you know, which is a big test. First Grand Slam semi-finals, easy to come out there and legs be a bit tight and not get off to a good start. And if he had done that against Nadal, you know, we might be already a set down here by now. But he came out very, very sure in what he needs to do out here, and so far he's executed his plan very well. His forehand, there seems a lot more pace on it than Nadal's. He's got almost 3 times the amount of winners tonight already, and he hits a flatter ball than Nadal, and it seems to be coming off the court faster. He's really been the aggressor at the moment, and Nadal's sort of more of the on the defense, and he's it's a very, very good match. It's just, again, can he keep it up?
Just in case you're wondering if Verdasco's wearing one of those pillows that you blow up on a long haul flight, he's not. It's actually a nice pack. He's not resting his neck at the change of ends, trying to get a few Zs. It's there for a reason. It's still pretty warm. 8:30 in the evening. It was around 30 degrees when we started this one. Certainly not the vicious heat that we had during the day, which is good news for players and spectators alike.
pt1.
Smart play again. Nadal not having it all his own way tonight.
Two examples there of that forehand of Nadal, that one and the previous shot, where just bouncing over the service line, not really doing much with the ball, and Verdasco taking over the rally with the backhand. A bit conservative tonight, Nadal, almost as if he's waiting for Verdasco to miss.
A little bit like how Murray approached the game the other day.
That's more aggressive there.
40.
Win or lose, Verdasco will break into the top 10 when the rankings are released this Monday. He'll come in at number 9. He goes on to win the title. Would be a surprise, but if he does, he'll and as the number 6 player in the world at the end of the Aussie Open.
Yeah, Nadal. Four games.
Still no breaks after 8 games. Nadal just changing his racket. Maybe going for something that's a little bit tighter.
Go ahead and go get that racket.
Uses a synthetic string, Nadal. Ever since coming through the junior ranks, he's used this string. Tends to get a little bit more grip on the ball, a bit thicker than, say, natural gut. And that one going off to the stringer. I'm sure we'll have his instructions about the tension that Nadal prefers in his racket.
Yeah, they can restring a racket in about just under 20 minutes now.
Yeah.
Picking the right shot to attack on, the right shot to come in on. Good shot selection. This one from Nadal got up pretty high. Verdasco just mistimed it. Tough to control that that spin when it's coming at you. It's got to be absolutely perfect, otherwise the ball can fly on you as it did there. Verdasco standing tall in this first set. Just faced a break point and well worth his 5-4 lead. He's at 79% now on first serves. He's not really giving Nadal anything to work with on the serve. He's a lot of variation, and we saw in that last game when Nadal missed 3 returns of serve, and it's very unusual, but he's keeping him guessing. He's not giving him the same serve twice. He's mixing up the speeds, the spins, where he's serving to. Very smart match so far. He's just got the degree right of when to attack and when not to. He's making a few more unforced errors than he would like, perhaps, but he's making a lot of winners as well. So a very good start from Verdasco. And Nadal, to me, just looks a little bit confused. He's sort of hanging in, as he always would do, but to me, I mean, Verdasco's been the best player in this set, but still no break. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably have been taken by surprise the way that Verdasco has played over the last week and a half. Did have a reputation really for somebody that was hugely talented, great shot maker, but very inconsistent. And if you were to get on top of him, he'd quickly throw in the towel. But not anymore. Last year won a career 47 matches on tour. Really just came of age, almost matured during 2008, and the off-season, as John says, with Gilrays and a couple of chats with Andre Agassi over the Christmas break on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. He was having a chat with Agassi and put in 4 hours of work on Christmas Day, Verdasco.
Now, I'm sure Gilrays had him running up the famous sand dunes that Agassi used to run. Got him in incredible shape. Oh, well, that is just tremendous shot-making ability. What a return. And then what a second shot. That was a brilliant two-handed backhand off a good serve from Nadal. How did Nadal get that back? And then that ball very low, and he just adapted so well. Good start to this game.
Well, confidence starting to grow for Verdasco. Love 30 here, and a real chance to potentially snatch the first set.
That's first serve.
Well, he may have missed, but that's the danger of
30
Verdasco. He could just as easily have made it and put Nadal under some serious pressure.
Well, just in that rally, 4 or 5 ground strokes that Verdasco hit were all more powerful than Nadal's. He seems to have a lot of time when he hits his shots. Nadal seems to be the one that's being rushed.
Verdasco's father. Nadal thought about a challenge. see from that angle whether it was in or out, but Hawkeye would confirm that it was well wide.
Advantage, Nadal.
First time for a while there that Nadal got Verdasco on the move. But even when he missed that forehand, it just hit the top of the net. There was so much pace on that ball. It would have been tough for Nadal to have got that one back if it had gone over.
Right to the baseline from Verdasco. And I'll have a second look, but deciding against appealing the call. Yeah, right on the baseline, just shot through.
Net versus. Advantage, Nadal. Game, Nadal.
That's a gritty hold from Nadal.
Fucking.
The umpire just waited to see whether Verdasco wanted to go to Hawkeye, but decided against it, Verdasco. Still nothing really to choose between these two. It's been a highly competitive opening set.
Love 15. Verdasco's chance to call on the left baseline.
Interesting. If Verdasco's wrong, it'll be Nadal's point. Don't often see players halt the point midway through without being 100% certain that this is missed. And he is wrong. It's in by the merest of margins. That's got to hurt. 5-all, 15-all. Verdasco goes to Hawkeye. Nadal apologising for hitting a ball a millimetre in. Verdasco can't quite believe it. Slightly missed it as well.
Ooh, that was a huge point too. Didn't really get the balance of the timing right on that one. Just hooked it, just landed on the line. Oh, that's a bad miss.
30-40.
First break point against the Verdasco serve. Couldn't come at a better time for Nadal. 5 games all opening set. It's been very tight right the way through this one.
That's a good recovery. Served so well in this tournament. It's got him out of trouble a number of times. And that's a sign of a very good player. And you come up with a serve like that at 30-40, 5-all.
Advantage Nadal.
Just rushing a little bit in this game. Superb second serve. Just see the thought plan there after that. So wide and just steps into the open court, the 1-2 punch. Too much court for Nadal to cover. It is risky when you run around that serve like that as Nadal did. You've got to hit it very well, otherwise you got no chance to get back in the rally.
Well played. Just saw that the serve had done damage and crept in behind it.
Advantage Verdasco. Verdasco leads 6-5.
Well, hats off to Fernando Verdasco. I think at the start of the match, as you said, John, nobody really gave him much of a chance against the world #1 Rafael Nadal, but so far Verdasco's played his part and some.
And that was really the first wobble that he had on his service game, where he'd missed a few. He had that ball where he left it and challenged Hawkeye and was wrong on that one, and then he missed a very easy forehand at 30-all. But the serve got him out of trouble. He played the big points well there in that game when he was facing a break point and some big problems, and he came through it. And again, that's a sign again, once again, of his maturity. Again, don't think we would have seen this a year ago. He would have lost his first set by now. It's amazing, though, how much more pace that he has on his shots than Nadal. Nadal really struggling to hit winners. He's only had now a total of 6 winners in this set. Verdasco's 19. And yeah, okay, Nadal, as usual, very few unforced errors, only 5. But you can just see who the aggressor is when it comes down to it, and who has the more pace on the shots, on the forehand and backhand, both wings. There's just more stick coming off the court on his shots than Nadal's. It's quite flat for a Spanish player.
I agree.
It's not the normal sort of high kick that you see from most Spanish players. It's a very heavy shot that he hits.
No breaks in this opening set. Both men have had chances for a break. Nadal serving to take us into a tie break.
Love 15.
It's just an amazing return of serve over the highest part of the net. Good first serve there from Nadal. And you can see Nadal going the other way.
$30-15.
You do wonder, the further this match goes, whether Verdasco A can keep this level up, but B stop the basic errors starting to seep into his game.
Yeah, well, this was a sort of typical Verdasco in the past. You know, the brilliant winner, and then 2 not really good errors. Really, they weren't necessary.
Good defence again from Verdasco. Nadal caught by surprise on his baseline.
Well, better get used to this, not being surprised by the pace that comes off the Verdasco racket.
30-all.
You can just see that he was in perfect control of that forehand. That was not a lucky shot. He was there, plenty to spare, had his racket back nice and early. You can see that, and then just thumped it cross court.
$40-50.
Did well to stay in the point. Just starting to maybe cover a bit more ground, Verdasco. Verdasco challenges. Don't think he will. Nope. We'll go to a tiebreak.
6 games off for set. Both players receive one additional challenge.
So both men receive one additional challenge at the start of the breaker. Both men had challenged once and been incorrect on those occasions, so they'll start this tiebreak with 3 challenges apiece. This a hugely important breaker for Verdasco, who was almost 50-50 last year in tiebreaks played, 17 wins and 16 losses. It's a good start. Confidence building start for Verdasco.
1-0.
Again, Rafa there not doing enough with the ground strokes. It's just they're not coming through the court as much, and Verdasco has time to set up the attack again. The extra pace on his shots.
Soft hands. Soft hands to somebody who doesn't volley very much. It's pretty much close to perfection from Nadal.
That really was an excellent volley, because Nadal's forehand volley is his weakest. He's not got the greatest grip on that forehand volley, but that was excellent produced volley there from that position. That was a tough shot to make.
Long might just be the difference between these two. Nadal's greater consistency is really up against Verdasco's power and ability to strike the winners, but can he strike the winners at the critical moment, Verdasco? There he could. Ace number 5. But it's Nadal with an early mini break. Smart volley, just keeping Nadal off balance, and the mini break quickly retrieved by Verdasco.
3-all.
Still nothing to pick between these two.
A couple of short ground strokes from Nadal in this rally. That's the one. Half court. And just enabling Verdasco to get in the commanding position at the net.
His corner's into it, that's for sure. Dad Jose on the right there. Both players taking advantage of just toweling down, taking a bit of more fluid on board. It's a fairly warm evening. 30 degrees at the start of this match. You think that it would probably have cooled down somewhat, maybe 20, 25. Still pretty warm. Oh, that was the angle off the return, but even more so from Nadal. Anger to angle.
4-3, Nadal.
Could be his best shot of the whole set. And what a huge point to make that. Good approach. Missed one overhead tonight, which he missed it a little bit, that one. Nice bit of safety with a little spin.
Now then, starts to get very interesting from here on in, particularly for Nadal, who's got a couple of points on serve here. And this to me is where Verdasco is truly dangerous. This is where you just have it in the back of your mind that if you drop one short to Verdasco's forehand, you could really pay for it. It's in. Oh, slice of luck for Verdasco. He'll take it. Why not? He's given him a couple of set points.
Oh, that's outrageous. What a time.
He actually drew it back in because it was going well wide.
Yeah, incredible.
Full of apology, Verdasco, but just behind that, he's got to think, yes, thank you very much. Didn't pick this, really did not pick this at the start of the second of the men's semi-finals. It was all set up for Rafael Nadal to come out tonight and really just breeze through in straight sets, but it's not to be. Fernando Verdasco has taken the opening set on the tie break. 7 points to 4 after an hour and 15 minutes. I think we should settle in for a long evening.
Well, that was just awesome. Talk about holding your nerve under some tight situations there from Verdasco. Yeah, he got a bit of luck, or a huge bit of luck at 5-4 in the tiebreaker, but he really deserved that set overall. Way more aggressive than Nadal. See here the winners 3 times more from Verdasco, and look at the unforced errors 4 times more from the way this set has panned out. But you can see who's really going after the ball more, and you see the points won. They're 51 to 45. Both first serve percentage superb, but Verdasco 76%. Well, that's just outstanding, and has put really Nadal under pressure on that side for the whole match. And he's managed to just about get the balance right. There are a couple of times where he would throw in a couple of bunches of errors here and there, but he always seemed to manage to pull back after he'd done that and rescue himself with a very good serve. That's something again last year he wouldn't have done. He would have lost serves by 3 or 4 bad shots in a row, and he's managed to arrest that tonight. And at the moment, Nadal has to really think now at this changeover whether he starts to be more aggressive, or whether he believes that Verdasco will burn himself out, and just to keep on at this type of game and make him do it point after point. It's an interesting dilemma, because Verdasco to me doesn't look rushed, doesn't look like he's overhitting, and at the moment he's the best player.
Can you honestly see Verdasco going the whole way here?
Well, that's in the back of your mind, to think, can he do this for 5-6? But he seems to be, I mean, even against when he played Andy Murray, and it was pretty hot that day, and it was 5 sets, and at the end of the match he was barely even breathing heavy. He looked to me like he could go another 2 or 3 more sets. Didn't look tired at all against Tsonga. It wasn't that long a match. And against Nadal, I mean, this first set, it's already an hour and 20 minutes in the match. We've only played 1 set. So yes, endurance could come into it, no question about it. But I tell you what, he looks in remarkable shape. It doesn't even in these long rallies after he has won, you look at the recovery, it doesn't look to me like he's breathing heavy and really sort of suffering for air. He looks in good shape.
Yeah. Coming up to 9:10 here in the evening, and one person that will be loving this is Roger Federer, back in his hotel room. And we just had a bite to eat, and now just enjoying watching this one to see who he'll face on Sunday. He won't mind this going 5 at all. Nadal will at least have to go 4 sets. It's the first set he's dropped at this year's championships.
pt1. Love. Game, Nadal. First game, second set.
Well, what we do know for sure is that there won't be a moment that Nadal's even thinking about losing this one. Very quickly back on the board, love service hold. But he's got to be rocked a little bit, because this is something that possibly he's never ever seen from Verdasco before. And we all know that Verdasco through the years is flashy and dangerous, but he's never had the consistency, the belief, the strength. This is a new version almost of Verdasco.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
You go back to the Davis Cup at the end of last year, I think, really has been the catalyst for Verdasco when he won the Davis Cup for his country away from home in Argentina. And that may be just the impetus that he needed to provide him with the self-confidence to just go from there and produce what he's producing right now. And maybe even just to work a bit harder.
Verdasco's challenge.
Now, Nadal saying it's in anyway.
The ball's good. 15 love.
So we won't have to go to Hawkeye. It's a nice bit of sportsmanship from Nadal.
I think it's right what you say about the Davis Cup, and I think even more importantly than that, that after that, when he was a superstar in Spain, and you know, he certainly has the reputation of liking the nightlife. He made that decision then to go out to Vegas over Christmas and train with Gil Reyes. Now, to me, if he wasn't serious, he would have just done his normal practice and everything else. But to make that commitment where he knew he was going to be working like he's probably never worked before, that shows that the Davis Cup. Oh, lovely shot. Probably gave him that thought that, you know what, I haven't really achieved my potential yet in my career, and it's now or never.
Yeah. Just standing on the baseline and taking what Nadal can throw at him.
One game.
Verdasco, like Nadal, love service hold. Start of the second set.
Love. Love. Love.
First point against the serve.
40-15. Yeah, Nadal, move on. Nadal leads 2 games to 1.
Well, impressive hold there. Back to business from Nadal, never wavers even after losing a tight first set. And that unlucky net cord, 5-4 in the tiebreaker, but back to business for him. And Verdasco's job, obviously, to feel that all he's done is just start well in this match. He knows that there's a long way to go against Nadal. Not to congratulate himself at all. Just focus on the points and games coming up ahead. But what an impressive start to this match.
He asked me for one, so I asked you to check to see if we had it.
We have to add in the factor of the first semi-finals of a Grand Slam. Perhaps he would be nervous playing against Rafa Nadal with his record of 0-6, but not at all. Total confidence. Oh, he's loving this net.
15 love.
Well, this one not as anywhere near as vital as the point that he got the last big one in the tiebreaker, but still he'll take it.
Net break.
Well, that's just way too good. Nothing that Nadal could do about that one. Consecutive love holds for Verdasco.
And continues to impress. No letdown after winning the first set. Still rock solid with his concentration. And that's a lovely disguise on that topspin backhand lob. Ace number 7.
$15 all.
Oh, that's a pity. 3 short ground strokes again from
30.
Nadal. Well, it was the right shot to pull the trigger on, but just overcooked it. Balance was off a little bit on that one.
$40. Nadal. Nadal leads 3-2.
Still no breaks of serve in this match. It's exceptionally tight. First set to Verdasco. If you have just joined us on the tiebreak, 7 points to 4. And in the opening 5 games of the second set have been fairly comfortable. No break points against the serve. And you're still really just waiting for Verdasco. I know this sounds terrible, but you are waiting for Verdasco just to start making a few errors and not hand a break to Nadal, but present one on a plate, and you just expect Nadal to take it. But so far, Verdasco really has given Nadal very few opportunities in this match. Just 2 break points Nadal's had.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You expect, certainly from the old Verdasco, to throw in 2-3 errors in a row for no reason, just where he loses his focus.
Me, coach? My coach is not speaking no one time. Did you hear the other coach or not? All the time, every time.
I've heard both.
Did you hear or not?
I've heard your coach.
Unbelievable. Come on, man. All the time the same.
Well, Jake Garner, I can only imagine from Nadal's response, has just said to Rafael Nadal, be careful, I think that you're being coached. And Nadal has quickly responded, telling him that he thinks he's talking a lot of rubbish.
Such a difficult rule to enforce, that it really is.
Well, particularly if you don't speak Spanish. I'm not sure whether Jake Garner, who's American, can speak Spanish. He may well can, but I don't think that Tony Nadal is into coaching. From the years that I've been watching Nadal and Uncle Tony, normally just is full of encouragement. Certainly not telling Rafa the way he should be playing. Well, that's exceptional from Fernando Verdasco. Not too many people can live with Rafael Nadal at the back of the court and come up trumps at the end. Verdasco did here. And had oodles of time on the ball.
$30-11. $40-11. Game Verdasco. Three games on.
Ace number 7 for Verdasco, yet to drop a point on his serve in this second set. Just increases the pressure on Nadal's shoulders. The longer this goes on, the more you can see Fernando Verdasco potentially defeating Nadal. Every single winner and hold Verdasco achieves, you start to become a bit of a believer. It's all going Verdasco's way tonight. That return barely creeping over,
Love 30.
but drawing Nadal away from his strength, which is the baseline. That's easy pickings for Verdasco. You don't often see Nadal hang his head as he did there. Love 30. And you say a bit of a Verdasco believer because you've got to temper it with this man's ability to dig out a win. To just continue to fight whatever the situation. It's got him out of so many matches, Nadal, in the past.
$30 on. Verdasco challenging the call on the serve.
I think this might be a good challenge from Verdasco. Don't think this clipped the line. That is good. Yep. Verdasco doesn't quite believe it.
$40-30. Verdasco has 2 challenges remaining.
30 in that
leads
game.
4-3.
Just edging ahead once more, courtesy of serving first in the second set. What can Nadal do? It doesn't appear that he's getting a lot from the court tonight or from his racket. It's sitting up there, maybe flattening out the shots a bit more.
Well, yeah, that's what I'd like to see him do a little bit, just to get a little bit more pace on the ball and at least force Verdasco to go for shots when he's sort of further back from the baseline. At the moment, you look at where Nadal's shots are landing, and generally speaking, they're sort of very close to the service line, just maybe a couple of feet beyond that. And really, Verdasco is the one that's been able to set up both backhands and forehands, but being in a position where he's not playing shots that are uncomfortable for him. He seems to be very comfortable against Nadal, and that's unusual. Normally you see Nadal's shots come off and they're coming up very high in the air and people are having to hit shots from shoulder level. Well, at the moment it's not happening, and of course the matchup with the lefty to lefty, Nadal's coming up second in the forehand department, which normally again that forehand of Nadal goes to a right-hander's backhand, and it's very difficult to defend against it. At the moment it's going back to Verdasco's forehand, and he's flattening out and ripping shots and getting Nadal down the line on that shot all the time. So it's he's really got to start juicing the ball more, I think, Nadal. He's got to try and get something off these ground strokes and put a little bit more pressure on Verdasco. I like the way he sort of did that little shout there, Nadal, as he came over the changeover when he won that last serve, and that was, to me, again, just a little mental sort of warning to Verdasco that I'm coming after you. That was more, I think, just as much for the benefit of Verdasco to hear it than it was to encourage himself.
That is just sheer power from Verdasco.
But that's the example that we've been talking about with the forehands.
15 love.
It goes back cross court to the forehand, and it wasn't a bad shot, but Nadal has not been hitting any of those type of shots, and Verdasco has hit a number of them. And it doesn't look like it's a lucky shot. It's perfectly controlled. And that one there in that rally, 2 shots in a row, he actually made Verdasco hit shots where he was out of position, and then he forced the error.
Just in case you're wondering about Nadal's record last year against left-handers, he played 13 matches against lefties last year, and he won 13. So it's not that he doesn't like matchups against a fellow lefty. It's just that Verdasco at the moment has got the bigger shots.
Yep.
30-15.
That could be a big point right there.